You ready? We're going to do take one. Brass, good to go? I'm here because I was invited to come and be the guest conductor for this wonderful new recording with the Grand Rapids Choir of Men and Boys. The recording is called Heaven Comes to Earth, Music of Comfort and Joy. It means a lot. First of all, this choir is wonderful. 28 boys and some excellent men, working hard, very serious, very talented. I'll tell you, this is one of the cultural gems of Grand Rapids, this choir. And you're very blessed to have it.
The words that you say mean a ton to people, and sometimes you don't realize that, but as he says, it really does comfort others.
Tell me about what it's like when you sing and you have an emotional effect on people. Like, you see people crying, what is that like?
It's like, wow, I really did that, and like, I know I'm doing my job when people start getting emotional and stuff, because that's what a choir is for, is to relieve you and like make you feel good, or like let all your emotions flow.
What's that like?
It's so I remember the first time I ever saw somebody crying, I was just like, why is that lady crying? There's no need. But then I thought about it more, and I was just like, I did, like as Cameron said, I did do my job to fulfill. Our job is to bring comfort and happiness to people. And I mean, it's really like, wow, I did change somebody's day. I made them not sad, I filled them with joy, and and maybe it's the song that they heard or something that we said in the song, and it's just like, yes, that is what I strive for. As a chorister, that is what I want to strive for. Not to make people cry, but to get them to know the feeling and the warmth that we bring to them.
What does it mean to me? Heaven comes to earth, music of comfort and joy. We live in difficult times. There's violence, there's natural disaster. We just heard about the tornadoes in Oklahoma. I live in Boston. We just went through the Boston Marathon bombing, and I had run the marathon, and I had just finished the race about 2 minutes before the first blast. So I witnessed a great deal of suffering and sadness and terror. And something like this recording and this music with these wonderful boys and men putting their hearts and souls into this music is how we bring healing to the world. There's no greater healing power than music. Music has the power to speak on a very deep level, far more powerfully and more intimately than words, because music, as has been said, is the universal language. And when you have music that has the words of speaking of God and speaking of the Spirit, and these kids singing it night after night in these recording sessions that go for 3 hours from 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock, these kids are so passionate and they're so focused, and seeing that to me is healing in itself, just watching them do what they do, and then to have the results be as beautiful as they are is really quite remarkable. Okay, is everybody happy? Ready to make some music? Let's do it. As I said, there's nothing more potentially and powerfully healing than music. And to go what I just went through is extremely traumatizing, not only for me, but for the city that I love so much. And I've been very, very proud of my city and how we've responded to this, because since that one single evil act on Marathon Day, on Patriots Day, I have seen and been part of thousands of wonderful acts of kindness and goodness and healing. But then you come here, I come here to Grand Rapids to work with these kids and sing this music, it articulates a longing that people have for the divine. However you define the divine, it articulates it without going through any theological machinations. You just experience God in this music. Go to bar 28. Can you find it? Yeah, so boys, we're going into C major. There was no... That E natural needs to be as high as you can make it, because we need to cancel out all the E flats that have come before. Ready? Watch. Now, it's forte on the inside, but mezzo piano on the outside. Turn around. Other way. Okay. And that always makes the bell stop. Boys, you went right back to what you were doing, a few of you, and I'll tell you why. Because you're daydreaming. Just 3 people daydreaming can ruin a whole evening of work. Now, do you want to be the one to do that to our choir? No, you want it to be the neighbor next to you who's not as smart as you are. Now, let's go back and do that section. Can we just do the interlude starting in bar 28? Now, boys, you need to watch the music because you don't know when to breathe. You're breathing in all the wrong places. I love you, but you need to breathe in the right places. How do you know? Because you're referring to the marks in your copy. Okay, you with me on this? Good. You ready, sir? That was a really good one. Let's do one more of those. Even more magic in the mix. Magic, magic, magic. We're in that business. Can we do it again, Roy? That was even better that time. I think we've got a really good section now on that. So I think we can leave this one. And I think it's now time to move to our brass. And just watching these boys work, for me, is enough. Just looking at them, it almost brings me to tears when I see a boy who's absolutely singing his heart out in this music. And this is not the kind of music that most kids are drawn to. This is some serious church music, and these kids love it. They love it, and they're normal kids. They go out and they play baseball, they play soccer, they do all that, and they come here and they throw themselves into this just as they would soccer, except it's a gift to all of us, whether you're a child or an adult, to have a child sing that kind of profound music and make it on such a beautiful and high level is extraordinary. And then to watch the interaction of the boys and the men, the playing field is absolutely equal. And I know of nowhere else in life, in a boy's experience, where he is a peer with an adult and with a group of adults, a group of boys and a group of men doing exactly the same thing with exactly the same demands and expectations. And these kids rise to the occasion. They're consummate professionals. And if you haven't seen that, it's rather remarkable. But it's a tradition that's been handed down to us from the great cathedrals and collegiate chapels in England, where this tradition's been going on for nearly 1,000 years. And there are places in this country that carry it on, and here is one of them, and they're doing it extremely wonderfully well. Being with these great people, being with my friend Scott Bosher, who's the excellent director of this superb choir, it's just a privilege to be here.
And you're able to create this great music with the help of this great Grand Rapids choir. What is that like when you're up there?
Well, if you know the movie Chariots of Fire, Eric Liddell, who was the runner, said, God made me to run, and he made me to run fast. And I know that in my case, God made me to do music. I've always known that from when I was a little boy. And I've always done that. It's the only thing I've ever done is do music, mainly church music. And in our world, we call that a vocation. It's a calling. It's not just a job. It's not just a career. It's a vocation. It means that God has said, I need you for this. And I've been doing it my whole life. And I can't imagine a more wonderful way to spend my life. And I have not one regret. I love it. I love making music for God's glory.